Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Priscilla. I hope you're having a great day. So in this video, I wanted to go over the CompTIA A+ exam and the resources that I use to pass the exam. So I am CompTIA or CompTIA A+ certified. I took the Core 1 back in January 2020, and then I took the Core 2 in March of 2020, right before the pandemic hit. So so that's when I got my A+ certification. And I just wanted to share the resources that helped me pass the exam, and hopefully they'll help you pass the exam. Like if you're interested in taking it, if you are already studying for it, hopefully these resources could be useful. So I have free resources and I have some paid resources that I wanted to share with you guys. So before I do that, I wanted to give you guys like a brief overview of the exam and the exam details. So let me just go ahead and share my screen. So where is it? Okay. So if you go to CompTIA.org, and I'm going to provide all of these resources in the description, or the links to these pages in the description. But I just wanted to go over the exam details for CompTIA A+. So there are two exams that you have to pass in order to get certified. The first one is the 220-1001 Core 1 and the 220-1002 Core 2. And they each cover different objectives. So you'll need to learn all of that before you, in order to prepare for the exam. And there are a maximum of 90 questions per exam. They have multiple choice and performance-based questions. So just be aware of that when you're studying for it. There's 90 minutes per exam, and then the passing score. So for the first exam, you need a minimum of 675 out of 900 to pass. And then for the second exam, you need a minimum of 700 out of 900 to pass. So as long as you get those minimum scores, then you'll be good and you'll pass both of the exams. And so it has a recommended experience of 9 to 12 months hands-on experience in the lab or field. But if you don't have that experience, either through a job or through your school or any other training, then don't let that discourage you. You could still do self-study and pass this exam. And then also, the price for the exam is $232 per exam. So it is pretty pricey, but I'm going to share a website for students or for people who are students, so that to get a voucher that is way less than this actual price. So if you're a student, you'll definitely benefit from that. If you're not a student though, you could still look online. Like if you Google it, you could find some resources that are, or some web pages that offer like 10% discount or something. So, there's still a way to find some kind of discount to not have to pay this full price if you're not a student. But I'll share that with you a little bit later. I wanted to share this webpage as well. It also gives a breakdown of the exam and some study materials or study resources. But what I like most about this website is that it has the links to the objectives. So these are the objectives for the Core 1, and it also has them for the Core 2 on the other link. But pretty much this is all of what you'll need to learn or know in order to pass the exam. It's what you're going to be tested on. So definitely take a look at this and just go over everything that you'll have to know in order to pass the exam, the different like software lists, even the acronyms and everything. So definitely take a look at that. You can go ahead and download it too. So they have the Core 1 and then it has the Core 2 objectives as well. So that's a great resource. All right, so the first resource that really helped me out was Professor Messer. Professor Messer is awesome. He has these training videos on YouTube that are free. So I would take a look at those. If you go to his main page, you go under playlists, you could find his playlist for the training course. So this is the Core 1, and it has 74 videos. So I watched all of these ones. They're incredibly helpful. He just has a really great way of explaining things. And it's just easy to understand. So definitely watch these videos. It'll help you out immensely when you're studying for it. And the great part is that it's free. So he has it for the Core 1. He also has the Core 2. Oops, sorry. He also has the Core 2 videos. They're right here. And then he also provides study groups. So he does study groups about once a month for each exam. So if you wanted to watch the ones that he's done before, definitely take a look at them. He just goes over the materials. He does like a couple of questions about the exam or about objectives in the exam. And if you wanted to actually tune in when he's doing the study sessions, go to his website. He has a calendar but when he holds them. And if you wanted to tune in, maybe ask a question live, or yeah, like he does that. Like he offers you that opportunity, so it's really great. I would definitely look into that and just tune into his videos, and most definitely watch his trading courses. It's just really great that they're free and they're available to everybody. He also has some paid resources. So I bought his course notes because they really helped me study when I would after I watched the videos, it kind of just helped reinforce what I learned. So they were a great resource for me. So I went ahead and bought the Core 1 and Core 2 course notes. So if you want to do that, I definitely would recommend it. It's $25 for each set of course notes. He also has practice exams. You could get those for $25. If you wanted the bundle of the notes and the exams, it's $40, so you save some money. And he has these bundles as well. So, if you wanted to buy these bundles, buy all of them, you definitely could. I just bought the course notes and they really helped me out. So it's pretty much up to you if you wanted to buy any of these. You don't have to buy any of it really. Like the training videos on their own are extremely helpful. So it would just be a matter of what you think would help you out during your studying. The next resource that I used, and ignore this for a second because that's a really expensive price, but I used Jason Dion's videos on udemy.com. So this is paid, but right now they have this price, but usually Udemy has a lot of deals that they have regularly, except for today. So you don't have to pay this $99.99 or $94.99. Usually you could get it for like $9.99, $12.99, depending on the deal that they're having on the specific day. But I would definitely wait for that deal to happen before you buy these videos. Don't pay this price because it's just way too much money. But yeah, Jason Dion, he has videos for the Core 1 and the Core 2, and they're helpful because he also has a really great way of explaining things. He has mnemonics that help you remember different objectives and material from the exams. And then what is most helpful, and I think the main reason why you should get these videos are the practice tests. So he has 2 practice tests per course, so for each exam, and they're very similar to what you'll see on the actual CompTIA A+ exam, especially the performance-based questions. So that alone is valuable, and it'll help prepare you for when you actually go in and take the exam, and you won't be as surprised when you see those performance-based questions or when you see the type of multiple choice questions that you're being asked when you're taking the actual exam. So definitely a great resource. The first one, it's 3 hours long, which isn't too bad. 2 practice tests. Wait for that deal to come around so you don't have to pay this price. The second one is 3.5 hours, and there's 2 practice tests, and you get that full-time access. But again, I would wait for that deal to come along because it's just way too expensive right now, it's just so strange because usually they're not set at this price, but for some reason they're not having any deals today. So you'd have to just check back at a later time. But again, Jason Dion, awesome course for both exams, and the practice tests are just incredibly useful and valuable in your studying. They helped me out a lot for sure. So the next resource that I used was Mike Myer's videos on LinkedIn Learning. So LinkedIn Learning, you do have to pay for. I actually got a subscription to this through my job. So I was able to watch these videos without paying for it. And I kind of used this to reinforce what I had learned in Professor Messer's videos, just to give me more, just to solidify the understanding that I had gained. So it was more supplemental than anything. But if you wanted to watch these videos, you do have to subscribe to it. They have a 31-day free trial. So if you wanted to even just try it for the free trial and try to get through those videos in that time, I think it's definitely doable. If you wanted the membership to it, it's $29.99 a month after the free trial. And then annually it's $19.99. If you did want to subscribe to LinkedIn Learning, they do have a lot of other resources like for your professional development and career growth. So it is a great website just to, if you can afford to have that subscription, to have those videos and watch them. But that was another resource that I used. And the last resource that I used to help me get like hands-on learning was Cybrary. So they have this CompTIA Plus 220 1002 course. And I actually did this when I was studying for the first exam because they have a lot of really great labs. So it has a lot of virtual labs to get that hands-on experience from the different objectives on the exam. Based off like what you've learned in the videos, you get to actually practice that hands-on with these virtual labs. So it's really cool. It's really useful. I definitely recommend it. It helped me out a lot. So I did all of these labs. So definitely recommend this. I did subscribe to Cybrary.com. So I got like a monthly subscription. And the price for that right now, it's $33 a month. Usually they have deals. So sometimes it might be lower than that. Sometimes it's higher than that. If you wanted to get it during the time that you're studying for the exam and then cancel it, that's a good option too. So I definitely recommend Cybrary IT just because even the other videos that they have on their website, other courses material, virtual labs, practice tests for other certifications, for other IT related career paths, it really is a great website that'll help you to just grow professionally. So I definitely recommend getting this if you can get that. So those are all the resources that I used to study. They're extremely helpful. They helped me prepare for the exam. They definitely helped me during my studying, and they helped me pass that exam, the CompTIA, the Core 1 and the Core 2. Another thing that I wanted to share was the website for the voucher. So this is for people who are students. You do have to verify that you're a student in order to get a voucher. You don't need a .edu domain. You just have to be able to prove that you're a student. I would take a look at this page later on when you have time just to see like the rules for the store, but the vouchers can be found here. And so for the CompTIA A+, if you use a voucher for each exam, it only comes out to 106 per exam. So it's way better than paying that 232. So I use this because at the time that I took the exam, I was also a graduate student. So I was able to take advantage of this opportunity to pay 106. I think it was 100 when I took it. So they raised it up a little bit, but not too much. So if you're a student, definitely use this for the A+, buy the first one, then when you pass it, buy the second one, and that way you don't have to pay that full price for it. You save some money. So those are all of the resources that I used. I really hope that they help you guys out during your study. Maybe if you use some of them or all of them, hopefully they're helpful and they're useful for you. But really the biggest motivating factor, the biggest reason that you're going to pass this exam is going to be you. Like the desire to do this has to come from within. So you really have to dig deep for that motivation, for that drive to really keep you going to study for this exam. And so like ask yourself, why are you taking this exam? What are you hoping to get out of it? Like, what are you hoping, what kind of doors this is going to open for your career, for your future? Because it does take a lot of time. It does take a lot of effort. And if you don't really want it bad enough, then you're not really going to have that drive to get it done. So, no excuses. Like if you find that you're making a lot of excuses for this exam, really ask yourself, why are you making so many excuses? Why are you not really committing to this? Because, all of these resources won't really mean anything if you don't want it, if you don't really work for it or commit to it and set a goal to actually complete both of the exams. Like for me, for example, I had told myself that I was going to take this exam, or I had wanted to take this exam when I graduated with my bachelor's degree. But I bought like books and study materials, but I never really actually studied for it. Like I would probably crack the book open every once in a while when I was like, okay, I really need to do this. And then like I would stop because I wasn't really committed to it. I wasn't really, driven enough to stay focused and to actually set a goal for myself to study for this and actually take the exam. Like I never set a date for when I wanted to take the exam. So I didn't take it seriously the first time around. And I was always making excuses. I was like, I'm too tired, like it's too expensive, I don't have time, you know? So I was always just making an excuse for not taking this exam. And, you know, I think an excuse is really just like, it's a cover for an underlying reason as to why you don't want to do something. At that time, like, you know, looking back at that, I really like think about why was I making so many excuses? Like, why didn't I just actually commit to it and do it? And like, there was a lot of other reasons. Like I had fears and these insecurities. Like I was scared that I wasn't going to pass it, that I was going to spend all of this time and all of this and money to take these exams and that I wasn't going to pass it. What if I fail and I have to take it again? What if like it doesn't actually help me with my career goals? Or like I just had all of these doubts and insecurities and fears, and I really let that hold me back then. But this time around, when I was in my graduate program, I really wanted to get this exam before I graduated, just to be able to put this on my resume and help me when I'm looking for a job. I told myself before I graduate, I'm going to study for it. I'm going to pass it within this time frame. And, you know, there's nothing that's going to stop me. So I made a promise to myself. I set a goal for myself and I committed to it. And I made sure that I got it done, that I made the time to study for it, because during that time I had even less, you know, time was even less. It was even more limited. I mean, I was working full time. I was a full-time graduate student, you know, so I was always tired. There was very little time, but I made sure to make time to make that conscious effort to study for this, to put energy into it and focus on learning the material and preparing myself in order to pass the exam on the first try. And I did. I passed the exam, both exams on the first try, and I was able to get certified before I graduated. This is something that you want and will help you in your professional growth and development, in your career search or in your job search. You know, you can definitely get it done. You commit to it, you dedicate time to it and focus, and there's nothing that's going to stop you. And then like with the money factor of it, you know, I definitely understand that as well. You do have to pay for these exams. You have to pay for some study materials. So it can get expensive, but you're investing in yourself to grow professionally. So it is expensive, but you know, you can always save up money and really meet your goals, to set a realistic timeline to actually save up that money and pay for the exam. You know, I did Lyft for a while. Like I did it to save up money too. This was beforehand, but you know, there's always ways to make extra money. You know, cut back on like some other expenses in your budget or something. But point is that if there's a way, the money factor is real, and I definitely understand that. There's always a way to get it done. And I definitely believe that you can do it. Which brings me to another point. You know, even though you're taking this exam on your own, you're going in there by yourself, you're doing a lot of the studying on your own, you're not alone in this. There's a lot of people out there who want you to succeed. I want you to succeed. I definitely know that you can do this. This is possible. It's doable. It's a lot of work, but at the end of it, it's a really satisfying feeling to just know that, hey, I worked hard and I got it done. And so I know that you can do this. There's a lot of other resources online for people who are looking to take the exam, for people who are new to IT or interested in a career in IT. Like YouTube has a lot of channels that are dedicated to that. Like KevTech is a really great YouTube channel for people who are interested in IT careers. So is IT Job Skill Share. Reddit has a lot of subreddits for people who are interested in IT, who are taking the exam, and they just have questions. People offer advice. They offer resources as well that help them out. So there's a lot of people out there who want to help you, who are there to answer any questions that you might have. So don't be afraid to reach out and look for those communities. And then also, you know, like, remember that this is challenging and it is a lot of work, but, you know, also remember to take some time while you're in the thick of it to spend time with people that you care about, with your support system, with people who love you and who also want the best for you and who are going to lift you up when you're not feeling so great. So, you know, take some time during the course of all of this to spend with them, to just refresh a little bit and keep you driven and motivated. Otherwise, you're going to burn out and it's just going to not be as satisfying as at the end of it. So really, you know, it does take that effort and that time, but there's people out there who want you to succeed, your family, your loved ones, your friends, you know, people out in the world and on the internet. Like I said, I want you to succeed. There's other people who want you to succeed. So I believe that you can do this. I know that you can do this. So, you know, put in that time, put in that effort. I really love it when people put in, like, they just do all of this hard work and they put in this effort. They have goals for themselves to grow professionally, to grow personally, and they actually put in that time and effort and get it done. I think that's so awesome. So I love hearing stories like that. So I really wish you guys the best. I hope that some or all of the resources that I shared help you out throughout your journey. I know that you're going to get this done if this is what you really want. And yeah, like if you have any questions, any comments or anything, feel free to leave them in the comment section. If you wanted to like this video or subscribe to my channel to watch more content that I'm putting out there, that would be great too. But I really appreciate you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.